inappropriate. Elon, how far with our memo? Is it? It's not a today thing, is it? Unayemweka Kasaba guy. Zero dry run, zero panic. You
Roofing the house by June? Let's do this in October. Start masters in September. Oh, we'll do next year. Sofas are mama by Christmas. Maybe the carpenter takes installments. I give her these ones. Kati the car. Buying a new one, money. Going to the mechanic, money. Oh, muntu agoyingewa.
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life and your business with Housing Finance Bank's home, business, micro, and unsecured salary loans beyond Kumeza. Visit our branches or call 0800 211 082 today. Housing Finance Bank. We make it easy. Housing Finance Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Yes, mommy. Everything changed, mommy. Everything is now very okay. I went to Housing Finance Bank, so they have all loans: home loans, salary loans, business loans, big and small. And guess what? In just 48 hours, they had finished me sorted. Baba!
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life and your business with Housing Finance Bank's home, business, micro, and unsecured salary loans beyond Kumeza. Visit our branches or call 0800 211 082 today. Housing Finance Bank. We make it easy. Housing Finance Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
You have one shop.
Well, just for now.
I like that spirit. We have a package just for you.
Okay.
You can always open an account using the Housing Finance Bank internet banking from anywhere, even at your duka.
My duka?
Exactly.
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life and your business with Housing Finance Bank's home, business, micro, and unsecured salary loans beyond Kumeza. Visit our branches or call 0800 211 082 today. Housing Finance Bank. We make it easy. Housing Finance Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Yes, Mr. Ronnie, what can we do for your business?
Well, I would love to expand, to grow big.
Okay, what kind of business is it?
It's a family business, so my grandfather gave it to my father. Now my father has also passed it on to me.
Wow, for small or medium-sized businesses, we offer up to 500 million Ugandan shillings. Is it a supermarket? Hardware? How many shops do you have?
One duka.
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life and your business with Housing Finance Bank's home, business, micro, and unsecured salary loans beyond Kumeza. Visit our branches or call 0800 211 082 today. Housing Finance Bank. We make it easy. Housing Finance Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Roofing the house by June? Let's do this in October.
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Our fellow viewers, our listeners from wherever it is you've decided to join us. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for deciding that this is how you want to spend your evening. It's a few minutes past 5 p.m. on the 17th of March. And we are coming to you live from Housing Finance Bank at Investment House, Plot 4, Wampewa Avenue. And with me, a very fine-looking gentleman that have decided to spend time and help us dissect a topic that I know for sure is rather interesting for all of us, and that is everything to do with finances. So today's topic is breaking free from survival mode. And I'm happy to introduce our gentlemen that are our panelists that have joined us today. And with me, To my far left is Dixon Mushabe, who is the CEO of Hostelite. Dixon is a friend to most of us that are keen on everything financial, but most importantly, he is a founder and CEO of Hostelite, one of the leading web hosting, design, and software development companies in East Africa. He is a founder of Cinnamon Clubs, a fintech that automates financial records of SACCOs. Again, a founder of Dolphin Fund, a digital crowdfunding platform. He is an author of the best-selling business book, I Am Sorry for My Mistakes. Dixon Mushabe is another author. Clearly, you can tell this is a gentleman that has wanted to break free from survival mode for so long. He's written multiple books. He's a director or former director at the ICT Association of Uganda. He is a guest lecturer at Uganda Management Institute, a certified professional in software development. He is a mentor, a judge, a loving father. I could go on, but most importantly, I just wanted to highlight that today we have the best of the best who have run this conversation for so long, who have the right to speak to us about financial independence. On my left again, closer to me, is another fine-looking gentleman called J.B. Kawesi, and I'm privileged to work with him. He is the head of mortgages and consumer banking here at Housing Finance Bank. He is the guy you talk to about home loans, but also for all your retail needs. He is the go-to person. He has been in banking for over 20 years and has learned the thick and the thin of the financial sector as it is. So JB joins us as a consultant on all issues business, but most importantly, he serves with Housing Finance Bank, where I am also privileged to serve. I'm called Doreen Nyiramugisha. I am your host for this evening. I'll also moderate this very interesting conversation with our good panelists in our midst. So, welcome to today's conversation, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. I am lucky to also be friends with these gentlemen, so I hope this gives them the freedom to express everything from their core with no biases. Just a quick overview on the microeconomics, gentlemen. Many people today feel like the world has become chaotic, right? Everything is unpredictable. We have conflicts in the Middle East. We have the rising inflation on a global scale. We have Uganda's ambition to grow the economy tenfold, and the environment in which we operate is rather changing quickly. For families, I think also on a personal level. And the question here is, how do you plan financially in a world where the economic environment keeps shifting and evolving? And this I pose to you, Dixon. Please take it on.
Thank you so much, Doreen, and good evening, viewers of this show. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for the introduction. It was a mouthful.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and back to your question. Volatility, uncertainty of the economies and even our personal lives are a new normal. So we can never wait for a time when everything is at base so that you start either planning or investing. So I think it's better for us to accept and know that, it's here with us. We can't do nothing more. It's better to run with the tide and think about our lives. If it's investment, if you're planning, we plan in whatever it is that we have. Otherwise, we can never wait, and it will never stabilize. The war ends tomorrow, nothing comes. So there are so many uncertainties. So we cannot lay back and wait. And I'll give you. I think I want to quote a Chinese wisdom, which says that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is today. So if you didn't plant a tree 20 years ago, the best time is today. So if you didn't plan 10 years ago because there was volatility in the economy, the best time to again plan is today. So if you've not started planning for your life, for your finances, especially, the best time is this moment actually is to start planning. If you, maybe you could be saying, but how, where? No, the experts are there to help you plan. We have our very own JB here, and many experts who can actually help you plan. So the best time to plan is now, whether in volatility or not. It's best for us to plan now.
All right. The perfect timing is now, as he has mentioned. Let's not wait. For those of us that are waiting for someone to come and save us, no one is coming.
Yeah.
So let's start taking our finances in control. JB, I'll pose the same question. How do you recommend that you plan financially in a world that is very volatile and chaotic?
Yeah, thank you very much, Doreen. Good evening to you all from wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. It's a pleasure talking to you today, sharing the few things that we know. That's an interesting question. I'll start with dreaming. Many times when we fail to dream, we get lost in the small things we are trying to achieve. Even the big economies, they dream. They have plans, whether it's the US, whether it's Germany, whether it's Uganda. Everyone dreams. You've talked about the 10-fold strategy for Uganda, 2040, Vision 2040. It's very important that we dream. At a personal level, we also need to dream. If we don't dream, it becomes challenging for us to plan the right way. For example, if you're just graduating today, what's your plan in the next 5 years? Are you planning to do a master's? How are you planning to fund your master's degree, as an example? If you have children, maybe your child is 1 year, but in the next 2 years, you're supposed to take your child to school. Which school do you plan to take your child to? Are you waiting for that time and you start running around? So if we have clarity in terms of the vision, I believe that is the starting point. Today you could be renting, but in your plans, you know that, you know what, I need to start on my journey of home ownership. So if you don't think about that, you may realize that you're renting for 10 years, you are just making your landlord richer and richer, and you still don't have any penny. So basically, you're feeding from hand to mouth. So I would largely recommend dreaming big. Even the wealthiest people on this planet, they dream and then they plan accordingly. The second item I wanted to emphasize is the budget, because if I know that I need to prepare for this particular dream in the next 2 years, in the next 1 year, so how much money do I need to spend? And again, I'm going to compare with the practices around the world. There's no one with unlimited resources. Even the country as Uganda, every year in June, we hear about the budget. So if the budget for the country is, say, 72 trillion, there's a process a country has gone through, or the government has gone through, into budgeting, and how am I going to meet this budget. So at a personal level, it's very important that we also run on a budget. If you're going to commute for, say, 20 days in a month, how do you plan to spend your money? If you don't think about the little things like budgeting, managing your costs, it's very easy to stay in that mode of survival, you know, and you end up taking loans from whichever direction, and you end up crashing. So if you ask me, it's very important to start with a dream at a personal level, and to also do the basics of budgeting.
All right. Thank you for that, John Baptist. Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever it is that you're watching us, we want to thank you for thinking that this is how you can best spend your time. Thank you for dialing in, call a friend, and let's have an open conversation. For those that can, please use our chats on all the social media platforms. The media team shall be able to share your thoughts, but also any queries that you want to forward to our panelists. Okay, so today we are talking about breaking free from survival mode. But here's the reality. Only 14 of Ugandans do save for emergencies. 14 out of the 46 plus million Ugandans do save for those unexpected eventualities. That means that most of us are living in survival mode. Every month you're covering bills and your responsibilities. And this is very heavy on my heart because I want to believe I'm still struggling with this. Yeah? Most of us are living hand to mouth. Interestingly, this is not just about those that only earn meager income or low income. It cuts across professionals that have a 9 to 5, a good steady pay, businesses, and all the rest. So my question is to you, Dixon. Why do you think we are all, the other larger percentage is living hand to mouth in survival mode?
Thank you so much. Good enough, I've lived that life. Yes.
We all have.
So you're preaching the converted. I've lived in a survival mode for a long time, even at a point when I was making some good money. I was still in a survival mode. And this I learned it good enough. I learned it at a very young age when I lost all my money. For those who don't know, that's the business at a very young age at university. Had a video library, had a saloon, this for hire in one gear. I was like a tycoon in one gear. made all the money, lost it in one gear, and that's where my story begins. In about 2010, when I had lost all the money, I started the company Hostelite, and we got good business. But because I had lost the money, it was you know, when you get a windfall, usually why you keep on a survival mode, when you get a windfall, you now want to compensate for the suffering you had. If you never had one TV in the room, you buy 3 TVs. If you went to school on foot, you buy 3 cars. You know, so you compensate for the suffering you made, and you forget that money could have been saved into maybe an asset. When we got that money, because I was once bitten shy, I was once bitten, I was twice shy. I didn't go to worker's house to rent, or in one of these posh buildings in town, to rent a square meter, which is $14. No, I knew this money should take me from one level to another. So I assumed it did not come. I assumed it did not come because if I had, I think the money I had then would have bought a bigger car than all my friends had. So the feeling of wanting to show that, you know, we've also arrived somehow to people who do not matter, who don't even care whether you had supper last night or the other day. It keeps us in the survival mode. So what do I do, or what did I do? What would I encourage anyone else to do? It's very easy for you to be in a survival mode, even when you're making lots of money, because when the salary increases, now you start looking for bigger ways of spending money. So you struggle, you spend so much energy looking for how to spend your money. And of course, as opposed to saving it and investing it into assets, so you end up keeping the same person struggling when they had less money, and still you remain at the same struggling mode even when you have more money. So planning and being able to understand that, you know, I don't need to impress anyone. I don't need to impress anyone. I don't need to buy expensive things. I don't need to ship from Nigeria to Muyenga just because my salary has been increased. Stay in your Nigeria. Sorry, Nigeria, for me as an example. but we know you Nigeria. Sorry, to you as an example. But you need to you can easily stay in Nigeria and save the money which would have moved you from Nigeria to another location, and save it for the future of what we call that rainy day.
All right. Thank you, Dixon, for that submission. I hear there are intrinsic pressures. You want to buy 3 cars because you walked on foot. Those are internal struggles. You have no one to prove to, not even yourself. And that's what I pick from, what is it called? Cutting your coat according to your cloth. Yes.
Yeah.
So that you do not feel that you've stretched and lived outside your means. Let me hear from you, JB.
Yeah.
Why do you think we still are living in survival mode?
Yeah, thank you very much. I earlier spoke about budgeting. I'll still spend some bit of time on that. Even if you walk around your peers today, asking them if they are working with a budget, I can tell you majority do not work on a budget. As long as I earn this money, I'll always find a way of spending it. Like in Africa, we have extended families. And where I'm seated, I've interacted with so many customers who are having similar challenges. Someone has so many relatives because you earn this big money. So you can help the entire village, you can help everyone. You go to Rotary, you contribute. You go for every wedding, you contribute. It's a great heart. But you may not notice what you're doing to yourself. In the long run, it may come to bite, especially when there's a change in your cash flow. I'll give another example. Our sisters, when we go to the salons, many of us, the gentlemen, who spend little money. I don't think you'll find someone telling you, oh, I've spent 200,000 shillings. A gentleman, it's probably 10% of that. So if, Doreen, you're going to this high-class salon where you're leaving $500,000 every time you go there, and I don't know how many times you go to a salon in a month. So if you really don't have limitations you've created in your financial system, that this is how much, this is my limit, you know? If my child is asking me for ice cream, they're asking me for everything I provide, you get trapped, you know, in a survival mode. But if we have clarity on what are my priorities, you know, that's when the journey starts. You start thinking way and above your expenses. For example, do I need to save for the rainy day? If that is very clear and it's a priority, it becomes more practical along the way. If I need to invest in assets, because the other reason why we end up in the survival mode is because we do not take time to build assets. Assets generate for you wealth, you know, but your current cash flows may help you to spend, you know, to live a good life. But if you don't convert that cash flow into assets so that you can also earn when you're sleeping, it becomes challenging. So it's very easy for anyone to end up just surviving. And if anything changes in your cash flow, in your income levels, we all crash. So if you ask me, we are where we are, majority of us, because of zero budgeting. And then the budgeting also comes with a discipline, okay? As well as failing to save, failing to invest, because all these things complement each other. You can't say that I'm an expert at saving. When you save the money, it's not enough. You need to invest that money. Whether you invest it in real estate today, whether you invest it in other options, at the end of the day, it's generating some income for you, and it complements your primary source of income. Yeah.
All right. What I hear, ladies, is that soft life is earned. We cannot continue to spend without thinking, and that budgeting and discipline are very paramount. You would be surprised, actually, that most of us professionals and the suited up people that call ourselves elite, or rather middle class, actually financially illiterate. The stats from our regulator will tell you that only 34% of Ugandans are literate financially. In other words, Uganda's financial literacy rate is at 34%. Where are the others? And I believe some of them are in this room with us, and others are watching home, wondering if it's actually true. So the financial struggle is not necessarily about lack of money, no. It is lack of financial knowledge. But there's also some of us who have the knowledge, but are we actually applying it or even sticking to it? So while I am moderating today, I feel like this is a food for thought for myself, and I believe we're all thinking through our finances. Now, part of being financially aware is to know what's going on in the economy also, so you can align your business ventures or your future investments in line with where it is catching fire, right?
Yep.
Allow me just look at the Uganda's tenfold growth strategy that JB had hinted on. Uganda has set an ambitious goal of expanding its economy by 10 times. Very ambitious, I tell you. But this also raises and creates opportunity for most of us, yeah? And I'll ask you, John Baptist, first. First of all, unpack your understanding of the strategy and go ahead and tell us what we as Ugandans need to do to benefit from the country's future economic growth as per the strategy I'm waiting to hear more about. So over to you, Jay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Indeed, that's a very big opportunity for us Ugandans. Vision 2040 has been well explained by the government of Uganda, as well as defining where the priority is. So the government of Uganda, as per the Vision 2040, has identified 4 major areas. It doesn't mean that other areas are not that important, but we believe that if we give focus to these 4 areas, we are going to see the growth we are looking for, the tenfold. So one of the areas is agriculture, and that's our backbone. Most of us are directly and indirectly involved in agriculture. So the government is investing heavily in agriculture, promoting large-scale farming. All the players across the different value chain within the agri sector, they'll be well taken care of. The other sector the government is heavily focusing on is tourism. We all believe Uganda has so much that the rest of the countries only dream of. The Pearl of Africa, there's so much we can achieve out of tourism. There is also investment in mining. We've seen incomes coming in from gold, among other minerals. There's also oil and gas under mining. And the last area is science and technology. And that's where my brother comes in. So there's an acronym of ATMs, and that's where the priority is. To my fellow Ugandans, brothers and sisters, to prepare for the future, we're talking about 2040. We need to be asking ourselves, with all that's happening, the government investment in all these key areas, where am I? Yeah, if you're still thinking about hand to mouth, 2040, where are we going to be? Are we still going to be in a survival mode? I would like to encourage our brothers and sisters, let us invest. And investing doesn't mean that you need a lot of money, because there are so many financial tools available today to support you. You can start from where you are. Probably you have 1 acre in the village. Instead of selling that acre to buy a boda, I'm not saying that the boda is not a profitable venture, but there's a lot more that we can achieve from the assets that we have. So there's a lot you can do with that 1 acre of land, or half acre of land in the village, whether you want to do coffee, whether you want to do animal husbandry. There are so many programs that are coming in to support our fellow Ugandans. The PDM model, where the government is pumping in money into the economy through the circles, and that number is going to triple. So if you're not anywhere in this equation, it becomes challenging for us to tap into this big opportunity. Indeed, Uganda is growing at a very fast rate compared to other countries across the globe. So where I'm seated, I see so many financial tools, so many financial options, and whether you're in agriculture, there's so much you can do. Real estate is one of the areas I would like to encourage us to invest in. And real estate doesn't necessarily mean only where you reside, your home. You can invest in short-term stays. You can invest in lodges. We are 46 million people. You can imagine where we are going to be by 2040. So that opportunity of investing in real estate cuts across whether there are people in agriculture, they still need somewhere to sleep, whether it's tourism. We have so many visitors coming from across to come and enjoy the beauty of Uganda. They still need means. Whether it's about mining, everyone that is involved in that sector needs housing, whether it's science and technology. There's so much that we can do. And where we are seated as Housing Finance Bank, would like to work with you. These solutions are available irrespective of where we are. We just need to work together, and there's a lot more we can discuss even outside here. We can work together and build assets. Like I said, if you don't have assets, it's very hard for you to build that wealth. But as you build that wealth, you also need to protect that wealth. There are so many tools that you can leverage on today, such as insurance, and insurance is very wide, ranging from life to, managing the risks within your business. So there's a lot that we can do together. Let's continue engaging.
All right. Thank you for that submission, JB. All I hear, ladies and gentlemen, is a twetege, right? Let us be in those spaces where the money is going. And he has highlighted the ATMs, agro-processing, if you're not doing tourism, if you're not looking into minerals or sciences or Dixon's field, then I think you are offside. So my dear sisters that are keen on boutiques and video libraries and Ubers and Airbnbs, beautiful thought, but how aligned is that to the growth strategy of the country? So I think that is something we can ponder on further and see how it helps us break through and run out of this survival mode. I'm sure if I were to ask all of us to put up our hands and say, if you're tired of survival mode, everybody, I know we would all say we are tired. But here is a gentleman unpacking where the money and the focus is going to be. So let's listen. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for watching, listening from wherever it is you are. I have a couple of questions coming in, and please use the chat rooms. We shall endeavor to address some of your queries here. But in case we don't, there are also teams online. Our media team is on standby, and we shall address them as they are. Ask away. We are here to give you information. And I will pose the same question to you, Dixon. From the tenfold growth strategy that this country is focused on, where do you, how would you advise us to ready ourselves? Or what has been your experience readying yourself for opportunities such as this?
Thank you so much. How would you ready yourself for the opportunities that are around us?
When you're in survival
When
mode.
in survival mode.
Yes.
For starters, even the Bible says it. My people will perish due to lack of information. Seek to find. Seek to find where the money is going. And we are not saying go and buy encyclopedias and stress so much. No, there is even technology which can help you narrow down to where the money is going to go, or how you can tweak your product to fit into the channel where the money is going. And that takes me to the income streams, because you could now say, but for me now, I'm already in an area where I don't see where the money is not going to find me. No, you can create an income stream within your chain. For example, if you're in manufacturing or in any field, look in your entire value chain of production, where can you tap into where the money is going, so that at least you get a leg which takes you to where the money is. So now what one is getting information or as to how money is, and also being able to change or being able to pivot. By pivoting, I mean you might think, you might actually find you just need to tweak a little in your business, just a little, and tap into oil and gas. For example, right now I can tell you we have a leg in oil and gas, and how we got there is just registered on the National Supply Database, NSD, and under PAU, and all you need is your tax clearance, your company documents, and you're on the NSD. Because some items or some items have been ring-fenced for local companies. So someone, if they want to provide the service in Uganda, like IT services, they must look for a local partner, but they cannot find you if you're not on the NSD. So that's and you don't start rushing to go on the NSD when the requests come for a partnership. So go to the NSD now. That NSD is the National Supplier Database for those who want to go in oil and gas. Go to NSD, apply, have your certificate, so that whoever comes and wants to partner within oil and gas, they'll find you there. You just receive an email and you'll be there, and you'll tap into the ATMs that my brother talked about, where the money is going. So pivot a bit. Don't be rigid. Pivot. For me, all our parents have been farmers, and we know, okay, we only do cattle and milk. No, what about the horns? What about the hoofs? As in, innovate around what you have started to fit into the chain of where the money is going. Thank you.
All right. If you listen to what the president of this great country delivers at whatever event, he will mention value creation and value addition more than 15 times in all his speeches. So what Dickson is actually encouraging us to do is to think beyond and see how we can add value to the different products that we know best how to create. They say that to hide any good information, you hide it in a book when it comes to us, the Africans. And this comes to our poor reading culture. Most of the financial material is written, and that's why I think we have not picked it up. But luckily for an institution such as Housing Finance Bank, there's been efforts to include the formerly neglected or underbanked or underserved communities. So you will hear a lot of us go to the communities and the markets pushing Zimba Mpola Mpola, because if you don't query Zimba, nobody's again coming to Zimba you. But now that we mention the informal sector a little bit, allow me just highlight that the informalities of how we do our things could be what is hindering us from progressing. By informalities, I mean some of you still, you would be surprised, Ugandans are still keeping their cash at home, under their pillows, mattresses. There's a story of some gentleman who I know put money in the ceiling, just like Escobar, and then the rats did its thing. And recently, and it's not an old tale, most of us, amongst us, are still risking our money with an archaic, informal way of saving. If your money is not in the system, it is not growing and it is not protected. The risk is very high. So if you can't save, and if it hasn't hit you yet that you can come and save with institutions such as this, there's an option of joining effort with your counterparts. And that is where investment clubs, that's where circles do come in. And the beauty is this has now been automated. It brings me to mindset and mindset challenges that we all grapple with when it comes to financial breakthrough. And I will pose the next question to you, JB. What mindset shift is required, according to you, for our Ugandans that are watching and listening to move from earning income to creating wealth? What are those mindset shifts that are required?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Mindset shift. Thinking about it, I would like to start with creating synergies. Many times we want to run our thing, like, you know, if I'm building this business, I'll give an example of Dixon. So if Dixon is starting an IT company, if I feel like this is my thing, I can only run it. I don't need, you know, other people to interfere with my thing. It may be exciting because you're taking on all the risks and you're taking on all the benefits 100%. But in the long run, you may burn out. There are limitations to what you can do. And bringing it home to my brother who is seated somewhere in the village, all in an informal setup. I'm running this, but maybe I need capital. So the synergies come in a way that I could choose to, for example, join a circle, or we get together, come up with an investment club and build equity or capital. Once we do that, there's a lot more we can do. If I have 10% of a big thing, it may actually be much bigger than having 100% of a very small thing. That's why even the government has been encouraging us to come up with circles, even the president. That word is always on his lips, encouraging us to open up these circles, these cooperatives, and the government is injecting $1 trillion shillings every single year, and that money is going to triple. So that is one channel. But even outside the PDMs, there's a lot we can do once we get together. Dixon has talked about the opportunity in oil and gas. For you to become a supplier, you may open a company with 2 or 3 other people, put efforts together, put capital together, and you can start supplying basics. It could be stationery, it could be coffee for some of the players, among other things. But if I want to run that on my own, I may take 10 years, 5 years to build that capacity. Now, the synergies don't only end at organized groups. The synergy could be with financial services professionals. Many times we don't consult. Even someone is standing next to you. For example, if you have a housing finance bank in your home area, it doesn't pay in consulting, you know. I've been hearing about, for example, you can say I've been hearing about these facilities in the bank where the government is encouraging large-scale farming, and the government is going to take on the interest I should be paying, but I don't understand these things, you know. Maybe there's a program from the government about agriculture, subsidized rates. I don't understand how this works. So if we consult, if we engage, if we build these synergies with the right partners, there's a lot that can change. I can move on from having 10 goats to maybe 1,000 goats. Now, if we don't engage, if we don't build these synergies, there are so many people we can build synergies around. Then you can start seeing the future much clearer than where we are today. So that survival mode ceases to matter over time. You may not be seeing it today, but over time you start seeing that survival mode disappearing into thriving. And in the banking industry, we are privileged to see so many beautiful and powerful stories. I started with one bird, now I'm supplying this company, you know? And these are not just stories, they are real. We've seen stories of, I never dreamt of owning a home because I've struggled all my life, but I'm living in my home and I'm even a landlord. So imagine if that person never had a chance or never took time to talk to someone with the right information, they may have stayed where they used to be. So synergies is a big thing, and I would like to encourage my brothers and sisters from wherever you are, please talk to us. consult us. We are not going to charge you for consulting. We provide advisory services, whether it's about investments, whether it's about savings, whether it's about finding capital. There's so much that we can do so that we can support attainment of the tenfold growth for the country.
All right. Thank you, JB, for that submission. I'm surprised you didn't mention that one of the mindsets we need to get rid of is fear of debt. And I'm happy to give you a moment later to also quickly unpack what that is, because I feel one of the most common constraints is that fear based on stories you've heard. First of all, you never know the people, but you believe that you were told by somebody so distant that debt is bad. But what have you done to equip yourself with information that gives you the right to actually compare? Because information is power, as they say. Over to you, Dixon. Mine's, I don't know how to tweak this one, but I want you to maybe unpack as you share mindset shifts that need changing. Feel free to share an example of where you had to change your mindset and what has helped you to move from earning income to building wealth. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have wealth. We know you do. So at what point did you make that shift?
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, maybe the difference with me or I made mistakes at a young age, and that's why I'm encouraging people to, if you're watching me now, please make the mistakes now. Make the mistakes now when you are in your 20s, in your 30s, when you're either still single, you have no wife, you have no kids, because a mistake is so expensive when you have 3 children. So you'd rather make them now, dust yourself, get bruised early, dust yourself, pay and pay and pay forward. So let me go to mindset change. When I lost money in Wandiga, and by the way, my Wandiga story is so interesting, and I write it in my book. I'm the guy who, I was on government sponsorship, but I never, and they used to give us food at university. Never at any one moment did I ever step in the university hall mess. So I chose free, I chose to live free food by government, and I chose to go and pay. To go and buy food in one day gear. That aside, that notwithstanding, I didn't go alone. I would gather my friends. I had a big wallet like this. My wallet was so big, I didn't move with it. Now I have a small one. But I used to have, it was fashionable to see me with cash then, because I was at university. I was a very young guy with cash, with a wallet as big as this. And you know those wallets where you walk and everyone sees it's the guy is loaded. That's the wallet I had. I would gather friends to just go and spend. So when all the money got finished, and I thank God that I got a second chance. When money got finished, my mind said that was the change of my mind, that money can come, and actually money can go. You can be rich today because of poor planning. Tomorrow you can be back at zero and actually on your way to your village. Without asking anyone, you'll find yourself in the bus park because you even have no car, going to bed with your kids, and yet you had the money. Never will be saying, but this man had the money. So when I got my first chunk of money, I invested, because I was really beaten. I invested in land. Doreen, I can tell you that land has gained value over now 300%.
Interesting.
It's 2010. 300%. So and because of planning, we had planned that money for university for our children. But even now, it's more than the money they want the university.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 years later, but the value has gained. So who are you talking to? Who are your friends? What do you discuss when you're in that meeting with your friends? Because who is in that WhatsApp group and what are you discussing in that WhatsApp group? Is it helping you in your mindset change in terms of saving better in your life, or the whole day spent on with no offense, but things which are not going to help you in changing your life? I want you to consider leaving some friends. It's okay. Consider chatting some friends for the sake of your mindset. Consider leaving some WhatsApp groups for the sake of your mindset. Consider doing something radical so that you start talking to people who are going to add something to your future or your life. Because it's possible you wake up at 45 and the friends and you're still the same guy is discussing. Of course, football is not bad, but discussing things which won't change your life. And maybe by those sometimes the people you discuss with in this group, when they have other friends who feed them with good information, but for you, you're only in this group. So look around your friends, try to prune some, and look for where you get value that's going to change your mind for better, and because towards financial freedom. Because we all need anyone everyone to be financially free. Thank you.
All right. Now let's bring this discussion closer to home. As you know, this institution, Housing Finance Bank, is an indigenous bank, 100% owned by you, in case you didn't know. So you're already on your way out of this survival mode. Yeah, 100% government owned. By government, I mean by the people of Uganda, meaning that it is in our mandate to ensure that your future is secure, but also that we finance a sustainable tomorrow for ourselves, our children's children to go on. But I will stop here. I will just ask you, JB. I hinted on fear of debt as an inhibitor. People are a little edgy on the issue. But right now, between education, housing, healthcare, few failed businesses here and there. How, from your experience working with multiple customers or multiple of us, what are the most common financial goals you see people pursuing as Ugandans? And also, how is the bank itself trying to position itself to enable Ugandans meet their personal and their business needs?
Yeah, thank you, Doreen, for that question. If you asked me for examples of
where you see
personal goals, yes, most times I'll start with a top goal of home ownership. Whether you are a female, whether you are a male, it doesn't matter. We all have that goal of home ownership. And many times before we achieve that goal, we think that is the biggest goal I need to achieve. But when you move into your home, you realize that that is day one. There's a lot more that you can achieve. Then you start thinking about other goals, probably moving beyond your residential home to a commercial property and so on and so forth. So how do we come in as Housing Finance Bank to support you achieve that goal or that dream? We are privileged to provide services for everyone. And I mean everyone. Everyone has an opportunity to get started with Housing Finance Bank. Whether you are in the micro or informal sector, Nekolera Jange, small scale retail shop and all that, we are able to support you through the Zimba Mpola Mpola product, or we call incremental housing loan, for as little as 200,000 shillings. I would like to repeat that. As little as 200,000 shillings, you can get started with your home ownership dream or goal. And it's not only for brick and mortar construction. It can start with basics such as attaining your lease title, clearing the ground, and so on and so forth. So we are able to support you whether you are a self-employed customer or you are a salaried customer, all Ugandan, whether you're in the diaspora, we are able to support you achieve that goal. We have different products that speak to home ownership. Now, many of us in Uganda and out of research, we know that we like building incrementally. I first buy my piece of land, you know, I keep quiet. After maybe 2 years, I get more money, I construct, and over time, I move into my house. So we have a program, and we designed that program, Zimba Mpola Mpola, to cater for everyone irrespective of the income levels. So if your income level can only qualify you, say, for 2 million shillings, and you know this 2 million shilling is going to help me with ABCD, we can give you that money, and then we keep advancing you more and more. Before you know it all, the home is within your sight. And we have so many powerful stories. I would like to really encourage, especially the women. Women are not highly included within this real estate sector. Most times it's the gentlemen participating. So we'd like to encourage the women to participate, starting with that Zimba Mpola Mpola program. But whether you want to construct on your own, we can support you. So we give you money in phases. We don't just give you money. We are not only interested in extending loans. We are more than a bank, and we are very, very aligned to our purpose, financing a sustainable future for all. So when we give you the money, if you're constructing, we make sure that we check on you, we monitor the project with you, and we shall ask you some questions. So if I gave you 20 million, this was the plan as per the bills of quantities. So if this money was diverted and we realize that you have a third wife, then we can have the conversation, okay, as an example. All you had that, oh, there's money in gold, so you get the money, you start trading in gold, something you have no expertise in, and you're losing money. So we work with you, monitor the project, we advise you, and you're not going to pay us any money for the advisory services we provide. And this is not a common practice in banking. As the leading bank when it comes to housing finance bank, we go an extra mile for our customers. Now, besides construction, if you want to purchase a house, maybe Dixon is selling his house, but I don't have all the money, I only have maybe 20%. You can come to us, we support you and purchase that house. You don't have to keep renting, you know. The money you're spending in rent, you can actually use the same money or less as a monthly installment towards owning this beautiful home. So I earlier spoke about creating synergies, talking to the right people so that you can be advised. And I'm happy that we're having this conversation today. So talk to us, we can support you towards purchasing that beautiful home, regardless of your income levels. There are also other Ugandans that just want to improve their houses. There's a lot of climate financing, and we are a big ambassador of climate financing. We have different solutions that can help you improve your home. For example, you can say, I need to change my energy sources. I want to do solar, I want to do water harvesting, so that at the end of the day, you're going to cut down on your expenses. In the long run, you're going to save money. So if you have such needs, whether it's renewable energy, you want to do biogas, you want to do solar, you want to do water harvesting, among other needs, we have those products that are heavily discounted to support you achieve your goal. Whether you have plans to do commercial structures in housing, probably you want to have rentals, or you want to build some structures for businesses to rent, we can support you, either construct or buy or renovate or improve, so that you can improve on your assets. But there are also customers who already have buildings. For example, Doreen, you could have invested in your posh house, maybe 300 million, you know, but you have a business that is struggling. So we are saying that we can give you money based on the value of your property. That's what we usually call equity release. We are releasing equity back to you so that you can invest it in other ventures. Okay? So instead of sleeping on 300 million every day, yet it can actually work for you, why don't you talk to us and we support you with such interesting financial solutions. So irrespective of what you need, even if you're a developer, I started by talking about the micro customer all the way to a large customer, whether an individual or a company, we can support you. You could be having a company somewhere and your plan is to build multiple houses for sale to Ugandans, and you don't have all the money. We can support you with that project. We finance you. We walk the journey with you. And then over time, we are all contributing to the tenfold growth plan of the country.
Perfect. Thank you for
Doreen,
highlighting.
it's okay.
Oh, you feel inspired. Mm.
You've tickled me so much.
Yeah.
I wish you were there when I was building my house. I didn't have information. I never had information. Someone told me, I took them my plot of land. They told me, no, if you have 5 million, it will reach you the whatever after the windows, the wall plate somewhere.
Yes, yes.
And it was a slope like this. We started, and all the 5 million, it stopped at the foundation. I got so discouraged in that my house spent a whole year on the foundation. I would come and find weeds had grown in it. So no one was there to tell me, no one was there even to say, no, let's add you, so that now you can reach the, with this, it can take you here, but without financing, you can reach the world plate. But even just information alone can save you. If you're watching me, information alone can save you lots of money in building. So come to Housing Finance Bank, come talk to them. Just one statement can save you 10 million. And these people have been there. They've done it before for over ages. It's their core business. So don't meander. Go to where the guys who know things are. And I'm calling you here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that, Dixon. I feel like it came from the heart and pain. Yes, there's fear. Another mindset shift that we need to do. Fear of engaging technical people. One, we fear that it's expensive before we ask. How about we ask? Technical people, we're referring to even architects that are technical. Or your guy, I tell the so-and-so's son who grew up in my village, he can build this house because he built grandma's house. That's not how things are done. And like Dixon has mentioned, it helps to consult because, again, we are saying that information is power. And power can save you from a lot of these things. We've talked quite a bit, and we are saying income is what supports your lifestyle. But assets are here to secure your future. And I think that's where the home loans and the Zimba Mpola does come in. Online, I've received a couple of questions. I will see who can answer what in the little time we have left. But there's a gentleman called Mugwaneza Vincent. Hello, Vincent. Thank you for your question. His question is simple, and I think it goes to you, John Baptist. If I have my land like 1 acre, without a title, can you lend me mortgage loan and I build a lodge? Please address that.
Thank you. Who's asking?
Vincent.
Yes, thank you very much, Vincent, for the question. I would like to confirm that yes, even if you don't have the title, we can lend to you. And we are very unique as Housing Finance Bank because we know a small percentage of our land is titled in Uganda, about 20%. So if you don't have the title, even if it's just Chibanja, you have a sales agreement, we have a framework of supporting you. I can assure you, come to Housing Finance Bank, we shall give you money.
All right.
Even if it's customary land, whichever format of ownership, come to us, we shall support you.
Our dear viewers and listeners, I want to highlight that the beauty with having an indigenous bank, it means that they understand the local indigenous needs. And that means that we, on behalf of Housing Finance Bank, will commit that we shall make the decisions here, quick, chap, now. And we shall figure how to get you to access financing in an easy, convenient manner. There's another question, I think it comes from LinkedIn, from a Nehemiah, who's a financial advisor at and a director at one of the institutions here. He asks, mechanization of agriculture, what tools and equipment or assets does the bank offer?
What's the name of the...
Nehemiah.
Yes, thank you, Nehemiah, for the question. For agriculture, we provide support in different areas. One of them is working capital. So in case your need is working capital, we can support you. If it's about mechanization, like you need to buy some assets to increase your productivity, we are able to support you. So regardless of what you're doing in agriculture, I would like to encourage you, talk to us. We shall be able to support you, whether it's working capital or not working capital, midterm, asset financing, even insurance. If you need insurance for your agriculture business, please talk to us. We shall be able to support you.
I have two more from our online spaces, and I will request that you quickly address them in the interest of time. One is from a gentleman in the Gulf called Xavier. Hello, Xavier. Thank you for highlighting your question. It's a question, but also like a pain point. And I think it also comes from what we're discussing, information gap, yeah? And he's asking, why is it hard for us in diaspora to be granted loans? Mostly us in the Gulf.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nehemiah, for that question. I don't know where Nehemiah is coming from when he says it's difficult. Probably because of a few factors. But as Housing Finance Bank, we actually have a dedicated team that looks after our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, and we have those who are in the same region. So the basics of borrowing, we usually look at your source of income. So my brother, in case you don't have any evidence of source of income, you can say, for me, I earn 5 million every month from this country. But if I can't prove it, there's no bank statement, there's nothing, it becomes very challenging for us to say, yes, I can give you this money and it's coming back.
Okay.
As a responsible lender, it goes beyond just giving out money. We are lending customers deposits. We need to make sure that it is coming back. So I would like to encourage our brothers and sisters, the basics of borrowing. You need to have a source of income that you can prove, okay? Even those in Uganda, my sister talked about keeping money in the seeding, keeping money, you know, in the chairs, wherever you're hiding that money. So that is known to you that I make this much, but you're not included in the financial system. So we need evidence that you actually earn this money, and once we give you the money, we need to be certain that it's coming back. Number two, it is access to financial advisors. So if you're in the Gulf area or whichever country and you're not engaging the financial advisors, you may not know which options are actually available. As Housing Finance Bank, I would like to request that we engage. We have a dedicated team that is only looking at customers in the diaspora. And from time to time, we also travel to different countries, meet you. But even without having to travel, we have different channels. We have a WhatsApp number, we have our contact center, we have the email addresses. I'm going to request Nehemiah that you leave us with your contact. We shall be pleased to engage you further.
All right, JB, thank you for the promise made. I will request that the media team runs all our contacts on the screen, starting with toll-free, also our number that is available for our diaspora customers, our WhatsApp, and all these other platforms. But to you, Xavier, in the Gulf, I will highlight that we actually have an ambassador in the Gulf. Feel free to contact us on any of the platforms, or rather contacts that are going to be scrolling on the screen for purposes of addressing your immediate need. We have spoken quite a bit on acquiring assets and building assets. We've spoken about real estate. We've spoken about asset financing as highlighted here. But there's a very pregnant question that I want to ask you before we get to the final lap of this engagement. It is heavy, very, very heavy. So JB, maybe you could answer this. And Dixon, feel free to pitch in, because I feel like it's one of those. It comes from Zavanita Peter Sabiti, who's an ED and founding member at one of the organizations here in the country. And he's asking, from a systems perspective, fragmented financing is the real risk. Okay? He also says, what would it take for an institution to pilot a bundled financing product at parish level, linking social services of water, energy, livelihood into one bankable system? And who internally here at the bank or in the economy would be in charge of that? And I think you've hinted on this here and there, JB, but happy to hear your response on this one. He's on LinkedIn.
Thank you, Peter, for the question. It's loaded.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
But I would like to assure you that we have a solution, and we look at customers as they are. So if it's Peter today that is in need of that at the parish level, or it's a group, we can handle that. So if you have multiple needs, and I'm going to use examples he's giving, energy related, water harvesting, all those needs, we can look at them. Maybe you need, for lack of a better example, 100 million for that bundle of solutions that you're looking for. We are still going to use the basic assessment, whether you're going to be able to pay back this money. We actually do that. I mentioned some of the products we give out to the customers, whether it's about renewable energy, whether it's about water harvesting, whether it's about agriculture, irrespective of what you're doing, whether you just want to own a home, whether you want some unsecured facilities like overdrafts. I'm in a business, I need this short-term loan. So irrespective of what you need, we are able to give you that bundled solution. So when you're talking to us, please share with us all your needs. And this is something I would passionately advocate for.
Okay.
Because if you have all these needs and you only mention one, that means you're getting underfinanced. So we are only addressing one need, but you're still going to look for money from other sources. And I don't know at what pricing and what terms and conditions you're going to access that money at. So I would like to encourage you, Peter, whether you're talking about, whether this is about a farm, I want to assume that you have some animals, you want to do some mechanization, value addition, manage your costs around renewable energy, and so on and so forth. I would like to assure you we have solutions and we can provide that. Even for the organized communities, we can lend to you if it's a circle and you have needs that you need to take care of for your members. You can talk to us and we provide that money to you. For example, for the Zimba Mpola Mpola program, we also have money that we usually give the bigger entities. It could be a microfinance, it could be a cooperative, and your members want money for housing purposes. So you may be in need of 1 billion shillings and you have 1,000 members. We can work with you, we don't compete with you, but these are the synergies I was talking about earlier. We can work with you because you have a much bigger outreach, and we can work with you to tap into as many Ugandans as possible. So we can give you money for such a purpose, but if you have a company and you have those multiple needs, again, we can discuss. Feel free, we can discuss with you. I'm sure we can provide you all the support that you need. The only limitation will be is if your needs are many or if they are surpassing your capacity to pay. For example, if you need 100 million, but based on your income, we are willing to give you 50 million. We're not going to choke you with loans, no, because this loan should support you to grow to the next level. But if you're taking money that is going to choke you, that is not progress.
Thank you, JP, for that submission. I would, oh, sir, please proceed. Yes.
It's a brilliant question, a very good one, and I think he's not alone. Most likely, my piece of advice could be that are they documented? You know, because you could be wanting so many things, but if the bank came and say you want mechanization, you want this, where is the documentation? What records are being kept? so that when the bank comes, it's also easy for them to assess you and say, no, given these records, I think you can qualify for this, or we can even give you more. But sometimes we tend to concentrate on one sector, maybe in agriculture, maybe you have cattle, and you only keep the income from cattle and record it, but not record from banana plantations, how much you sell. So, but when the bank comes, you want to look at because you want a bundled project, but have you broken it down into what each will contribute when you're paying the loan? So I think it's better to document. And if you haven't started 10 years ago, the best time to start is today. Thank you.
All right. I would also like to emphasize that we have what they call ecosystem financing. And as he mentioned, from the parish level, we have the ability, as he highlighted. But the beauty of being a Ugandan bank, one more time, is that we have partnerships and funders and government backing us on issues to do with the ecosystem. For instance, we have a partnership with the European Investment Bank, EIB, and there's lots of money for women-led, or rather women-focused organizations. Did we know that? No. So please come to us for those products. We also have one with UECCC that's focused on green and energy solutions, good rates. With the government of Uganda, we equally have zero interest. Let me emphasize, interest-free loan for all farmers that are doing large scale of 50 acres and above in issues to do with grain. Please come to us. There are all these solutions, and they may not find you in your living room. While the job is to make sure the information does. Let's meet halfway and let's educate each other. I want to go to the entrepreneur that is with us here. But before I go, JB, one more thing I am keen, and I know most of our viewers and listeners would like to know about how the bank, which is Housing Finance Bank, is made it easy, especially in this season. The year has just begun. We are still wondering, are we still in 2025? Is this the year that the Lord made? We are still confused because the money is not coming through and the year is not yearing, as young people like to say. So the question is this what, how are you as a bank making it easy, or what are you offering customers in this season to move forward with those plans that we put on our vision boards, but they have not really taken off? What offering do you have right now?
Thank you very much. We are currently having a very hot offer.
Okay.
We have a promotion or a campaign that we've called Cash Kumeza. I believe we all relate with that statement, Cash Kumeza. No stories. You can get as high as 600 million, and I'm going to break it down. We've looked at all customer categories. I'll start with the salary earners. You can get unsecured loans regardless of your income levels. So the loan you're going to qualify for is dependent on your income levels, but you can get as high as 600 million. And it doesn't mean that you must take the 600 million. Your need could be only 50. So if it's just 50 million that you need for your financial goals, we are able to give you this money. We also have offers for mortgages. You could be planning to construct, you could be planning to buy a home. So all the needs that you have around housing, we are able to give you financing, and the commitment we have is that you'll be able to move into your new home within 14 days. That's the commitment. So if you're dreaming about purchasing that property, that is the assurance to you and your family members. Within 14 days, you should be relocating. Okay? So all the needs around housing, around mortgages, please talk to us. We have special offers during this promotion. And this promotion is running until 20th of May. So We are almost halfway into the promotion. We also have a category for our microfinance customers, self-employed individuals and entities within the informal sector. We have solutions for you, the Zimba Mpola Mpola housing solution. We also have loans for the ladies, mama loans. If you are a business owner and you are a lady, we have a special offer for you during this promotion for working capital. You may be needing just a little money to inject into your salon, to inject into your hardware shop, irrespective of what you're doing. We have those loans for the business customers within that space. Also for the small and medium enterprises, we have loans for you, overdrafts, short-term loans, even the schools. In case you need financing, please talk to us. We are going to be able to finance you. So when you look at the whole spectrum, from the employee to the business owner at informal level, micro level, all the way to the well-established enterprises, please talk to us. We have special offers, discounts, and the most important point I wanted to highlight is the turnaround time. Please talk to us. I believe every Ugandan has something to pick from this promotion.
We are looking at 48 hours. Those are 2 days for some of us that struggle in that field. For 2 days, turnaround time for things like salary loans. We are looking at 14 days for mortgages and the likes. And you know, if you have tried to purchase a house, the red tape that is there. So all the stakeholders, I think what JB is promising us is that what stands between us and a home is 14 days and the decision to come to Housing Finance Bank.
Yeah,
all right?
I also wanted to add something. The benefit when you come to Housing Finance Bank, in case you want to buy a household to get financing for your home, you eliminate so many risks.
Sure.
One of the risks our fathers, our grandparents used to suffer from when they take a loan in a bank, something unfortunate happens, they are no longer there, then you see the bank taking over. Here we have insurance in case of death, in case of permanent disability, critical illness. All those risks are eliminated because of the insurance we provide. There are also risks about like buying land that doesn't exist. You know, there are those people who want to, they'll sell you air or mpeo, and at the end of the day, you're losing money. So if that has never happened to you, so many brothers and sisters have suffered from such issues. Now, when you're taking financing from the bank, whether you're buying land, whether you're buying a property, all this due diligence is done. And we work with professionals, architects, surveyors, you know. So that cushions you against so many risks. Now, if you don't do it within the banking system, you're already exposed to all sorts of risks.
True.
So even if there's a problem with your property, we have insurance for your property like fire and other challenges. That risk is taken care of with insurance. So I would like to really, really encourage our brothers and sisters to talk to us. We shall be delighted to serve you.
Okay. All right. Housing, in case it got lost in translation here, Housing Finance Bank has been in existence for almost 60 years. Now imagine 60 years of consistency doing the same thing over and over. Why would you gamble with your brother's friend or OB over issues to do with design or construction or all these other elements that are required when it comes to home ownership? You could just walk here at Wampewo beautifully. I would like to say we have also expanded our network. We have new spaces we've expanded to, and we're inviting you, whether it's Soroti, whether it's Masaka, we are here to serve, and we'll always not charge for consultation. So please, Ugandans, use it. Sesanga Najib is asking on TikTok, any package for salary earners? I think we have hinted on this.
Yeah.
Not just hinted, he has elaborated that you can get up to 600 million in 48 hours,
Yeah.
depending on your affordability, by the way. But what we didn't address, which is the second part of this question, is what is the process? And I think the requirements, just bullet
Yeah.
what one requires to come for a salary loan.
So if you're not a customer of Housing Finance Bank, you'll be required to open an account. So even if you're not banking with us today, that's okay. We are going to open an account for you. In 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we'll be done. We shall also need a letter of undertaking from your employer committing that your salary will be remitted to Housing Finance Bank to support you with servicing this loan. So you don't have to walk every month to come and deposit. The salary comes here and we only deduct the installment on a monthly basis. You also need to give us bank statements in case you're not banking with us from your current bankers to confirm that this income you've been earning is a reality. In case you are already a customer here, we already have your bank statements, so that is already taken care of. You also give us a copy of your payslip, and all borrowers in Uganda are required to have what we call the Credit Reference Bureau report. So we shall support you. All you need is the national ID. In case you've borrowed before, we are able to see how you've been paying your loans. And if you've not been paying your loans well, it becomes challenging for any bank to give you a loan. But if everything is okay, we'll be able to give you the money within 48 hours. So those are the basic requirements.
All right. Thank you for listing the requirements as fast as you could. I will simply request the customer experience team as well as the media team to quickly put the list of requirements for a salary loan in the comment section across all our social media platforms, as well as requirements for mortgages, because I feel those are the majority, that's the heaviest question that I get. There's so many questions coming in, so I think we shall address. I think we've short our time, but I would never allow us leave until we hear from the entrepreneur himself. Where I come from, we say entrepreneur, but I hope that you know that I'm speaking to you, Dickson. Yeah, you have worked with many entrepreneurs, built businesses yourself. Some failed, some successful, right?
Yep.
What are some financial mistakes that hold business people behind? And this is for you who SMEs and MSMEs and aspiring entrepreneurs. I will repeat, Dickson. What are some of the financial mistakes that hold the business people back?
Thank you so much. There's quite so many mistakes that hold us back as entrepreneurs, but I'll just highlight a few. And I'll start with those which affected me personally. In about 2005, 6, 7, I was making about 1 million. In sales, you could score it sales and profit. I didn't even know whether it was sales or profit because I didn't separate it. So I did not know whether the money I was making was a profit or was part of the of my investment, of my capital. So what I did was I never even had a bank account. A person who was making that money never had a bank account, so my money was never in the system. That's why I told you I had a very big wallet, because I was happy keeping money in my wallet. So if we can't separate our business money from personal money, that is problem number one, and it's going to make us fall. I'm using us because it has happened to me. I have fallen before. Good enough, I was given a second chance. Right now, with the economy the way it is, if you don't separate, maybe you'll find your way towards the village. Apart from separating your profit from your personal income from the capital or from the business income, I had an issue of excitement. Excitement when money comes in, you want to quickly expand. So you've been having one supermarket, and quickly, because it's making money, you look for an empty building somewhere, not even knowing whether there are clients there. You expand quickly, and it starts eating from the one which was making money So I would rather have one serious operating branch which is making me lots of money and good profit, as opposed to having 5 struggling branches of different businesses that I might have. Employee management. We failed to manage our employees. I think recently I posted about paying your employees in and on time, and it doesn't matter how much it is that you're paying them, even if however little it is, pay them on time so that they come to work for you. Because when they are working for the 30 days, they have other people who are waiting on them on that. Let me call it the company, on their company. So when it doesn't come in, there are very many people who have been disappointed. So even the prayers which come from them won't even help your company prosper. So the employee management, separating your profits or your personal income from the business income, because you will eat it and you will not know where the money has gone. Of course, there are many keeping records. A taxman is going to come and ask you records of 4 years ago. You'll not have them. They're going to estimate. They're going to assess that maybe according to this number this year, you could have been earning 50 million a year, yet you are not even making money. So record keeping, so that when a taxman knocks at your door, you have evidence of your expenses. There are a lot, but also finally, to care for your customers. I'm happy we are having this call. I mean this live, because it's a customer who is benefiting, a prospective customer. So the customers are the ones who keep us in business. We struggle so much to look for them and get them, but when we obtain them like this, we assume like they never existed. You see it in taxis. A taxi man will wait for you, will even reverse to wait for you to come from a corner down, but when you reach inside the taxi, it's like you never existed. So the customers are fuel to the business. Let's keep them well so that we grow. If we don't treat them well, of course they will go and they'll spread the word, and of course we'll lose out as a business. There are many, but that's what I can bring out.
Right. Thank you so much, Dickson. Just to recap what I picked from that: don't expand too fast. Right?
Yes.
Also, separate your personal monies from the business. Keep records. You will need them. The taxman is very everywhere. So be intentional on that. And by the way, we have partners here who can do the training. So in case you have needs such as those, please reach out to Housing Finance Bank. We are always happy to come and speak to business people. Treat your customers right. Don't be like taxi men. And most importantly, there's always a debate on what's more important. But your first customer is your employee. Make sure they are well taken care of, pay them right, and pay them on time. And I think that's what I picked from your discussion, Dickson. But should you have any thoughts or any other submissions online, please feel free to use the chat, to engage us more. I know that JB is itching to submit as well, so over to you.
Something on top of what Dickson has said. There's also financial discipline.
Yeah,
it's a big problem for many businesses, and it's not only for money you've obtained from the bank. Sometimes you overtrade. I gave an example of you're doing this business, but because you've had there's gold, there's so you also want to try that out. Then your friend is telling you, let's go and gamble, you'll make money. Then, so you're splitting your capital and you're overtrading. You have no discipline of how you're going to utilize your capital. Most importantly, when you borrow money from the bank, we've seen many business people mismanaging those loans. When you come to the bank, you say, I need money for working capital. I need to buy ABCD from this supplier, stock, and money. You get the money, and then you don't put the right use. What happens? You start defaulting. And many young people are talking about life. So you opt for soft, but it's a loan. That money is supposed to be paid. So you miss money, and before default, you're defaulting. Now, when you're defaulting, it becomes very challenging for any to lend you money. Any financial to lend you money. Okay? So when you take the bank money, let's live within our means and put that money to the right use. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, JB, for that. I think it's beyond bank money. Excuse me. Yeah, the bug is going around. So it's beyond the bank money. It is money discipline across. Don't just waste it. Have some discipline. As we wind up, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to money, we could speak for another 4 hours. But today's conversation does remind us that moving beyond survival mode requires 3 things: mindset, planning, and access to the right financial tools, stroke financial knowledge, right? At Housing Finance Bank, initiatives like Cash Kumeza, I don't know if you know what Cash Kumeza means. It means there's money here ready to be taken in 48 hours, 14, depending on your product. So do not hesitate. What I want to also highlight is that in this digital age, we have evolved, and you can open an account from wherever it is you are. We have a new internet banking that allows you to actually submit your documents, and like he mentions, we're poor. You have an account, so that's one step into accessing your finances. As we wind up, gentlemen, I feel like we needed more time. Maybe it's a learning, right? But all good things come to an end. And as we finalize, I would like to just ask our guests, our dear guests, meanwhile, thank you for coming. Thank you for sparing the time to share your wisdom with us. And as we wind up, if someone is watching today, well, for someone who's watching or listening in, and they want to move towards financial independence, what is that step they should take in the next 6 months? No, let me rephrase. What's that step they should take today, the next 6 months, and the next 12 months? And I'll start with you, Dixon, because I feel the answer is right here. So over to you.
Thank you. The first step I think you would take today, if you want to go into your financial freedom, is first of all to understand that it is possible. Just know that it is very possible to move from whichever state of financial situation you are to financial independence. So once you believe that it's possible, then now you start from where you are with whatever it is. Because, you know, we tend to despise the small monies. We tend to despise 1,000. If you go to a supermarket to buy something, and it's 10K, and you have 99,999, you will not take it. So that 0.1 shilling is very important. 10 million without 1K is not 10 million. So let's not despise the 1,000 Uganda shillings. 1K of today, if you compound it 5 years later, it will be something bigger. So don't look at how much you have right now, no, but look at how much it can do in the next few years. So start with whatever you have. Don't wait to have billions for you to start saving for whichever it is, whether it's an asset that you want to acquire. No bank will refuse 1,000 a deposit. They will welcome it. So no investment arm will refuse 2,000. They will welcome it. And of course, once you know it, you start with 1,000. Then start. That is my message to you. Start today. The best time was yesterday, but the next best time is today. And it doesn't matter how much it is that you want to save. That is one. 2, get knowledge and understanding. Because you could give 3 people 1 million today, and in 5 years, someone is rich and financially stable than the rest of the 2. Why? Because they got information. They got the right information at the right time, and they invested in the right tools. You can have the money, but invest in the wrong tools, or tools which are going to take you ages to become financially free. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, seek information so that you invest wisely in whichever investment arm you want to take. And there are a myriad, there are very many, but at least you must start with the right tools so that you become financially independent in the future. Thank you so much.
Right. All right. Thank you so much, Dixon. It begins with that one step. I will pose the same question to you, sir. JB.
Thank you. I'll say this. I'd like to encourage us as we wind up, start from where you are and start with what you have. You don't have to look for big things outside the world. And if you are clear with what you want to achieve in life, because we all have goals, talk to us. Don't keep quiet. If you've been keeping quiet, probably talking to the wrong people who are not helping you progress. We are professionals. Talk to us regardless of what you're doing. We are going to advise you and support you towards achieving your goal. And talking to you doesn't mean that you must borrow. Some of the customers, all they need is investment. Maybe they've heard about investing in government securities, treasury bonds, treasury bills and bonds, and that is what you want to know. More information about it. How can I get started? How can I invest my money into these government instruments? Please talk to us. The waiting is done. Talk to us so that you can move to the next level. Whether it's about investments, irrespective of the sector, we've talked about so many things: agriculture, real estate, tourism, education, trade and commerce, irrespective of what you want to focus on. Talk to us, we shall support you. Let's talk. Please feel free to engage us.
All right. Yes.
I feel that someone maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you lost money. You invested poorly and lost money, and you feel you've lost hope. I want to encourage you that you can start all over again and regain your freedom. So forget the past, the present is here. Sorry about your loss, dust yourself, start all over again. It is well.
Sure.
God bless you.
And you're not the only one that has lost. We have lost
Yes.
so much. So there's a joke where people say it's school fees for learning and getting better. We have lost in wrong businesses here and there. We've taken wrong personal, financial decisions, but we are all here to learn and grow together. Before we close, I feel for our viewers on TikTok, we may need to answer one question, because the gentleman has asked and said, Nsaba munziremu, and my Luganda is not the best, but I'll try and read this one. Sebo nze BMK, singa mba njagala kuzimba enyumba namwe aba HFB, nkola ntya bambi? Nsaba munziremu. So JB, I will request you to do that. And there's one more, perhaps I will share and maybe recap in your local languages for my friends here on TikTok. Over to you, Jay.
Thank you very much. Omwami BMK, webale nnyo ekibuuzo, obadde obuuza tukuyambye tutya bw'oba oyagala okuzimba. Bw'oba oyagala okuzimba, bye twetaaga tutandikira ddala ku ttaka. Olina ettaka? Bw'oba olina ettaka, tusobola okuwa ssente ezizimba. Oyinza okugamba nti nze nnyina ettaka lyange, oba nnyina ekyapa, oba nnyina endagaano, kyonna ky'olina tusobola okukuyamba. Tutuula wansi ne tubala ssente mmeka ze weetaaga okuzimba amaka ago oba ekizimbe ekyo, oba miliyoni 5 oba miliyoni 100, ne tukubaliramu ssente mmeka z'ogenda okuba ng'osasula buli mwezi. Ate tutunuulira ne ku nnyingi zaayo, okola mulimu ki, weekozesa, bakukozesa. N'olw'ensonga eyo ne tubalamu nti nfuna ssente bwe ziti, oba $5,000 oba kakadde, ze zino ze ngenda okuzzaayo buli mwezi nga nsasula looni eno. N'olw'ensonga eyo kijja kwetaagisa okutuwa ku bank statement gy'otereka ssente. Leero bw'oba otereka naffe, ekyo kirungi nnyo. Ezo bank statement tuzirina already. bw'oba otereka ne banka endala tujja kusaba bank statements ez'emyezi 12 tulabe engeri gy'obadde otambulamu mu nnyingizaayo. N'ebisigadde tujja bikwasaganyiza wamu naye nga nkukakasa nti tujja kuwagira okutuukiriza ekirooto kyo. BMK, weebale nnyo.
There's another question. I mean, we are here, so let's answer, right? There's another question from Egunyu, Egunyu, and he asks, if I have 40 million, very tricky question, so be careful how we answer. If I have 40 million, what investment ideas, and you will also pitch in, can HFB give me? Yeah, so please answer in whatever language you find fit.
Yes. The question is, if I have 40 million shillings, what investment?
Ideas.
Investment ideas. Yeah, we've covered a lot, and I would like to encourage, I don't know the name.
His name is Egunyu.
Mr. Egunyu, I would like to encourage you. I'm glad that you have a starting point. There are so many areas where you can invest your money, and I would like to start by asking about the passion. What areas are you passionate about? For example, my brother Dixon, if you tell him come and invest in tourism, for lack of a better example, he may not be so much moved, but he's so passionate about technology, about IT. So in the same regard, it will be very important to know which area, because investment is so wide. You could invest in agriculture, animal husbandry. You could say, I want to invest in crops, maybe coffee. You can say, I want to invest in maize growing. You can say, I want to invest in real estate. Maybe I'm going to build some smaller structures that fit within my budget, and this is how much money I'm going to earn. So you need to have an idea of how much you expect as a return from your investment. So you look at the different options, government securities, if I build rentals, if I put my money in agriculture, if I invest it in oil and gas as a local supplier. So I don't have a silver bullet for him, but I recommend further discussions with us, depending on where your passion is, where your strength is. That's where I would recommend that money to be invested.
You want to pitch in there?
Thank you so much. Mr. Egunyu. What's your risk appetite? What's your risk appetite? Because you also need to look at that. Are you willing to put in all the 40? Or you're willing to put in 10 first and see how it goes, then add in as you go along. However, let me give you an idea. You don't even need all the 40. Just look for 5. Just look for 5 and trade on information just. By information, I mean if you decide to do produce and maize, come to Kampala, look for guys who want maize. Go up country, be the guy who's going to pick produce from up country and bring it to Kampala. We all buy convenience. If it's cattle and you want to bring them to Rufura, if you could bring them for me to Kampala, I would happily take on the deal. So information on who wants and who has. That alone, you could even actually start a real estate of who is selling a house and who is buying, and for you, all you have is information. You don't even need 40 million. As this as 1 million you can start as long as you have the information. But also, where you mentioned the passion, where is your passion and what problem are you solving? I have a challenge with us, the technical guys. And moreover, now with AI, we spend 3 months in our rooms designing solutions, and after 4 months, yes, I have a nice solution. You go to the market, no one wants it. So what are you solving? You need to look at the challenge you're solving, because it's going to give you your first client before you even inject in much more money. So that's my few cents for you. Discussion can continue, but at least maybe you can start from there. Thank you.
Right. Thank you for that. There are treasury bills and bonds which you can actually do on our website from your home, as easy as that. So there are all these options here. Fixed, you can fix your money here, and in case you need to further this conversation, please come to the bank. We are ready to continue this conversation. And I request our panelists, before you go or as you figure what the next steps are for your evening, if you could just spare 2 minutes and see what you can address, as well as contact a center, I would be grateful. What I really want to personally pass on at this point is waboliaho oine chapa naro tine chapa inendagano nari toine bank statement toine mobile money ejinyo banka yonka era kolechi era kuyambe to move on to the next stage. In other words, tokwete it's too strict, too flexible. But what I'm trying to explain is that you do not need bank accounts to come access Zimba Mpola solutions. You don't need, even if it's in Dagano, you can come and have a conversation. We have branches all over the country. We are at 22 branches and expanding. We have ATMs, and in this digital age, we are everywhere on your internet. All you have to do is type in Housing Finance Bank. You'll have all these contact options available to you. And if I'm correct, the scroll will show you WhatsApp, Turuho, Ewe Tulia website. Do not fear. Fear is what is inhibiting us from progressing. Thank you, my dear panelists. Dickson Mushaya from Hostelite, John Baptist Kawesi from our Housing Finance Bank Mortgage and Consumer Banking Center, but he is also the team lead, or what people call the head of MCB. Our greetings and thank you for tuning in. Doreen Uramgisha, I have been your moderator for the day. I also work with Housing Finance Bank as a head of marketing and communication, and for the team that has brought this to life. For all of you that have taken time to dial in, those in the diaspora, those here, but all those that have engaged us on our platforms, I want to say thank you. And just because you're here, you are one step closer to breaking free from this survival mode that you and I know we are tired of. Thank you and have a good evening, and God bless you and God bless all your plans.
Roofing the house by June? Let's do this in October. Start masters in September. What we do next year? Sofas are mama by Christmas. Maybe the carpenter takes installments. You will give her these ones. Kati the car. Buying a new one, money. Going to the mechanic, money. Muntu agoyingewa.
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life and your business with Housing Finance Bank's home, business, micro, and unsecured salary loans beyond Nakumeza. Visit our branches or call 0800 211 082 today. Housing Finance Bank. We make it easy. Housing Finance Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Yes, mommy. Everything changed, mommy. Everything is now very okay. I went to Housing Finance Bank, so they have all loans: home loans, salary loans, business loans, big and small. And guess what? In just 48 hours, they had finished me sorted. Baba!
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life and your business with Housing Finance Bank's home, business, micro, and unsecured salary loans beyond Nakumeza. Visit our branches or call 0800 211 082 today. Housing Finance Bank. We make it easy. Housing Finance Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
You have one shop.
Well, just for now.
I like that spirit. We have a package just for you.
Okay.
You can always open an account using the Housing Finance Bank internet banking from anywhere, even at your duka.
my duka.
Exactly.
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life and your business with Housing Finance Bank's home, business, micro, and unsecured salary loans beyond Nakumeza. Visit our branches or call 0800 211 082 today. Housing Finance Bank. We make it easy. Housing Finance Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Yes, Mr. Ronnie, what can we do for your business?
Well, I would love to expand, to grow big.
Okay, what kind of business is it?
It's a family business. So my grandfather gave it to my father.
Now my father has also passed it on to me.
Wow, for small or medium-sized businesses, we offer up to 500 million Ugandan shillings. Is it a supermarket? Hardware? How many shops do you have?
One duka.
Get up to 600 million shillings to elevate your life and your business with Housing Finance Bank's home, business, micro, and unsecured salary loans beyond Nakumeza. Visit our branches or call 0800 211 082 today. Housing Finance Bank. We make it easy. Housing Finance Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
Erinnya lyange nze Nasiwa Aida. Ndi maama w'abaana basatu. Mbeera Manze, Masuulite ly'eggombolola lyange, Wakiso ye district. Nkolera Jagala, ntundirayo grocery, nina grocery, etunda fruits n'emmere. Mmere ndi mulimi, bwe njirima wano mu lusuku lwange mu nnimiro yange ne njitwala ku grocery yange wali we njitundira. Housing Finance Bank nali nkolagana n'omwami oyo bamuyita ffe tukitera muyita Kamba naye bamuyita Muwummuza. Nali nkolagana naye mu bya pikipiki. Omwami Muwummuza n'ambuulira banka gye bayita Housing Finance Bank, n'ambuulira ne ku bantu abamu abafunye ku ssente ezo ng'ate ebyo bakoze nange byebyo bye njagala okukola kulongoosa ennyumba yange. N'ansitula n'antwala mu Ndeeba branch, n'ankwasa loan officer. Loan officer yankolako bulungi, ne bambuulira ebyetaagisa, bansaba obufaananyi, ne bansaba ndagamuntu, ne bansaba financial card n'endagaano ya plot. Neera ne mbikwata ne mbitwalayo, ne bajja ne bannambula, ne bampa ssente ezo nga ŋŋenda okulongoosa ennyumba yange nga njagala talazo n'okukola olubalaza n'ensiigako ne mu nnyumba. Ssente zino ze najjayo zannyamba olw'okuba nti nazifuna omulundi gumu ne nsobola okukola ku bye njagala okutereeza ku nnyumba yange, ate ne bizinensi yange neeba titekoseddwa, esigaddewo, nzijjamu kitono ne nsasula. Naye nga kyo kino kye njagala okukola nkikoze kivuddewo. Nga mmaze okukola ebiruubirirwa byange, nfunye enjawulo y'amaanyi nnyo. Ennyumba yange ngikoze, bizinensi yange weeri, siinaamu buzibu kweraliikirira nti looni yannema, nagisasula bulungi era ne nfuna ekyo kye njagala. Bwe nali siinaba kugenda kwewola ssente nga nkitya, ng'abantu babeera boogera bwe weewola ssente batwala endagaano yo, batwala ekyapa kyo. Naye nze bwe nagenda ne neewola ssente, nasobola okukyusa obulamu bwange, nasobola okuddaabiriza ennyumba yange nga bwe nali njagala, era sikirinaamu buzibu, nkyenyumirizaamu kuba tebaatwala ndagaano yange, tebaatwala kyapa kyange. Amagezi gempa abantu abaagala okuzimba, abatannaba kuzimba, oba abaagala okulongoosa amaka gaabwe, kugula tanka, kukola nzija, bagulira plots, mataka, bagende mu housing finance, zimba mpola mpola, bajja kusobola okutuukiriza ebirooto byabwe.
Amanya nze Mandela Derrick nga mbeera wano ku kyalo Bukalango ekisangibwa mu Wakiso district. Nalimba kutwala ddagala gye nalimba nensanga awaali omwoleso nga waliwo tenti ya Housing Finance Bank ebayinyonnyola nga ndaba essente zensasula Land Road nga nsobola okuzongerako just akasente akatono. Ninsalawo niŋŋamba nti leka ŋŋende mu looni nkole nga nkolerera yange mu kifo ky'okusasula nga Land Road. Ndaba obudde bampa n'amagoba nga ndaba bijja kunkolera. Era omukyalo omu yasinga okunkwatako eyaŋŋamba nti bo tebaliiwo ku kutwala bintu bya muntu wabula kulaba ng'omuntu atuukiriza ekirooto kye kyekyo ky'ayagala. Era ne kinsanyusa nnyo ne bampa olupapula olwaliko bye beetaaga, omwali obufaananyi bubiri, ebbaluwa ya chairman waawo wenjagala okuzimba wali ettaka essaawa zino we nazimba, ne bansaba fotokopi y'endagamuntu ne mbitwalayo. Ne bampaamu zaalooba ennaku bbiri. Bwe bampa ennaku bbiri ne bajja ne banambula ne balaba awo wenjagala okuzimba, ne bakuba ebifaananyi ne babizaayo, ne bankubira nga bali ku banka, ne bampayo empapula ne nsayiningako ne bampa ssente. Banka kye yasookera ddala okunyamba yasembeza ebirooto byange ne bibeera ennyumba gye nali ndowooza nti ejjatwala emyaka n'engizimbira mu myezi. Tambuza ddagala eno mu kibuga gye nkolera era nga nditambuliza ku piki. Naye bannange we nakoleranga nga abamu baazimba ng'era nga bo babatwala ng'ab'amaanyi, naye nange kati nsobola okubayimiriramu n'embeerako bye njogera gye bali. Ekirala kye nafunamu, oli bw'awulira nti wazimba alina obwesigwa obwo bakuteekamu nga manyi nti oli wa buvunaanyizibwa, tojja kudduka na bintu bye. Kati gwe alina ekirooto ng'oyagala kuzimba, shortcut gye nza okuba amagezi gali gamu gokka. Genda mu Housing Finance Bank bakuwe looni eyo eya zimba mpola mpola, amagoba gaayo matono, ate n'obudde gwe yeesabira n'ogamba nti nja kusobola kusasula mu budde bwe buti.